Well, I'm Pastor Kathy. I'm the discipleship pastor at CenterPoint Church. And I have with me today Alicia Mattiuzzo and Emily Bogert. And they came in to talk to me a couple months ago about a life group idea they had. So, first of all, before we even get into that, why don't you just tell the people who you are? Because I know most of the people at the church know you, they know your faces, but there may be new people that have come to the church and they don't know exactly who you are. Or there may be people watching today that uh, have never attended the church. And so just kind of introduce yourselves. Emily, you want to start first?
Yeah. My name's Emily. I have a 1-year-old daughter named Isla, and I've been married for about 3 years. I actually grew up going to CenterPoint. It was Faith Tab back then, but I grew up going here and went to college and left for a while. I was involved in a church there. And it was just a really good time for my faith and me as a person. I developed, grew in my own faith, separate from my parents and separate from the bubble, and out in the world. And it was really fundamental for me in my relationship with God. And fun facts. I'm really into baking sourdough right now. It's been my little hobby. And I like gardening and being outside and just enjoying the summer. Right now, I'm mostly a stay-at-home mom, and I work 2 days a week, 1.5, a little bit, just so the grandma can watch her, really. That's a little bit about myself.
And your family attends here as well, correct?
Yeah. Katie and Eric Alexander. So
yes, that's her parents.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, Alicia, you want to tell us about yourself? Most people know who you are too, but just in case they don't, you go ahead and tell them about yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Alicia, and my husband is youth pastor here at CenterPoint. We've been here for 3 years now. I grew up in a Christian home in multiple states in the U.S., so I've been at lots of churches and just grown in my faith since then. I have a daughter who's almost 1. Our daughters are actually exactly a month apart.
Oh, wow.
To the day.
Yeah.
So that's been really fun. So she's almost a year old. And I don't know. I didn't come with fun facts.
I know. I threw that in there.
I know. Well, I'm really bad at gardening, and I've never tried a sourdough. Yeah. I do. I do work full time. So I know you talked about being a stay-at-home mom. I do work full time. We are a pretty good balance. That's fun.
Well, I know that when you came in a couple of months ago, you had a real passion to start a group for new moms. And so tell me a little bit, how did that actually get started?
Yeah, so for me, it's funny, she brought it up to me, but I already had the thought and I was going to bring it up to her. So it's totally a God thing. But I was part of a life group in Ann Arbor at New Life Church there, and I was a part of that for a couple of years, and it was just a really great community, and I love being around like-minded women and having that people to pray for you and discipleship you and just grow in your faith and have that community. I think is really important and helps all of us grow more in our faith and closer to God, and just having that community was really great, and I knew it was something I wanted for motherhood in this next stage of life, and I was just trying to find a way to get it because really the COVID lockdown was in my junior year of college, so that abruptly kind of ended my time in college, and the next year was online, and I got married that year, and life looked very different all of a sudden, and I wasn't with that community anymore or having those it was harder to have those relationships far apart. So I've really been wanting that, and really excited for this group to start to kind of build those relationships and have that, kind of sisterhood and
connection.
Connection. So,
yeah. So mine came out of when I had just gone back to work with my daughter. When I went back to work, my daughter went to daycare. I started looking for kind of mom support groups in the area. And there were a lot that were available for moms who maybe have a more flexible schedule. So whether that's a stay-at-home mom or maybe they work part-time or they're able to work from home. So I didn't find a space that was available for moms who are working. That made sense. So that was kind of the first step. And then I actually work in early childhood. So I have a lot of knowledge about different parenting ideas and techniques and all of that. But I wanted to really get back to like, okay, what is biblical parenting? So kind of figuring out like, okay, this is everything I've learned from my job and these evidence-based practices, but what does the Bible say? How do I, disciple my daughter and parent my daughter in a way that's going to honor God? As well as be an inclusive community for maybe other moms, because I'm sure me looking as a working mom for a group, and there's not one that I could find in the community, that I was hoping to provide that for other people as well. And then, we came together, and God had already been putting it in both of our hearts for, different reasons. But I feel like that's the beauty of what the group is going to be, is that moms can come from very different backgrounds and different from us even. But we're all coming together with the same purpose.
Yes, I love what you guys are doing and putting young moms together from different backgrounds, just like you said. That's one of the main purposes that we're trying to expand our life groups, is because life groups are more than just a Bible study. Life groups are a place where we do life together with like-minded individuals. And so we have to find life groups that actually fit into what our needs and our specific age group, so that we can find a place where we can find our niche to fit into there. So I know when you were both looking for curriculum, you came across a really nice book. You want to tell the people about the book that you want to study from?
Yeah, so we both brought our M is for Mama book. So this is the book we're going to be doing. It's called M is for Mama. And my sister-in-law actually gifted it to me when I was pregnant with my daughter, and because she had read it. And so I had started reading through it. And so it's A Rebellion Against Mediocre Motherhood is the subtitle for it. But the woman who wrote it is a Bible-believing Christian, and she has 10 kids herself. She, when she wrote the book, her oldest was 16. So what's really nice about the book is that we can go through it. It looks at, biblical motherhood versus like the cultural motherhood. And it kind of looks at those two different things with different topics. And it spans from, babies all the way through teens. And so it's a really great look at how can I be intentional about being a mother to my child, to parenting them in a way that's going to honor God. Anything you want to add to that?
The book I came upon, Alicia gifted it to me when I was a couple months old, and I really enjoyed it, and it really gives a great perspective. I think motherhood in like what we're getting fed from like social media and stuff can sometimes have like a negative connotation of something we have to struggle through, and it's always hard, and like complaining about your children, and it really like turns it around to like a gift from God and a ministry in like a time of our lives where we can minister to this, little human and help them grow and help them build a relationship with God, and also like becoming more Christ-like through that and using it as an important time in our lives. So it's been really great devotional to read through. And I'm really excited to go through it with a group and having moms in different ages, because there are like chapters within it that go over a lot of things for older kids, which might not apply yet for us, but we're hoping that we'll have, a diverse group from moms in different stages that it can benefit them, and that they can share advice with us, and that it'll be
and we recognize too, like, we've been moms for, a year just about. And so we asked Katie Allinger to come on. I'm calling her our mentor mom because she has boys in high school, middle school. So I'm excited for her to also be kind of our mentor mom for the group as well, so that it really can, not only does the book span all age groups, but we have someone there who has had the experience through as well.
That's an excellent idea. So what are your plans for childcare, since you're all going to have little ones? Are you going to bring the kids, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so the plan is that, kids are welcome to come. Some of us, we might leave our daughters with our husbands if that's available. So if people have that, or a sitter or a grandma, but if not, we will love to embrace the chaos. We'll have being able to have kids there as well, because we want this to be an accessible resource and an accessible life group to moms, so that if they don't have that spouse or other support person to be able to care for their kids during that time, that they are still welcome to come and with the kids as well.
Great. And where do you plan to meet at?
Yeah, so we'll be at the church. We haven't figured out yet the right room to fit and be large enough to fit all of us and the kids. So we have to work out some of those logistics. We did create a Facebook group where we'll be sharing more of those details as it comes up. Our first meeting will be on September 9th. Okay. On Saturday at 10 a.m. Yeah. Well, I got all those. And I think something I want to emphasize is we're leaders, but really we're just facilitating and making a space for moms, but we by no means have any answers or we don't have all the answers.
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure that's known that we're just here to more have a round table discussion and build a community.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to our goal, which is to create a godly, I'm going to read it off of my little sheet here, create a godly community for Christian mamas to pursue grace-filled, biblical, gospel-centered motherhood. It doesn't say perfect, it's pursue. So we're searching and doing that together and encouraging each other together in that.
Wonderful. Well, you want to share a little bit about your vision of what you want to do with your group in the future? Do you have activities planned?
We don't have anything additional planned right now, but we are hoping that as we start the group that we can really assess the needs of us and the other moms that are involved, and be able to create a community, which hopefully will include being able to celebrate at times, get together, care for each other, and just kind of really do life together.
Well, this is exciting. I'm really happy that you've decided to start this group. And if this group isn't one that's going to fit the needs of the people that are watching, there are a lot of different life groups that we have. We just started a new one for single women. There are a number of groups that are for both men and women. And if someone wants to learn more about our life groups, they can simply go to our website, CenterPointFlint.com, and click on the Connect and Grow, and you'll find a life group button right there. And you can look at all the life groups that we currently have, or contact me, of course. Okay. Well, tell me again, how can we find your group if someone wants to look you up on Facebook or on the website?
Yeah, so you can find us on Facebook. Our Facebook group's name is Moms of Faith at CenterPoint Church.
Well, I just want to thank you for coming, and thank everyone who is watching the podcast today. And this is CenterPoint Flint Podcast, and I'm Pastor Kathy, and thank you for coming.